Okie dokie, so if you have ever had the misfortune of logging onto Roblox, especially as of recently, that will also mean that you have had the very unpleasant experience of just being able to sit there and watch Roblox modernize everything. And by doing things like that, yes, I'm going to be very dramatic, but I will say that it truly feels like they are ruining the entire platform. A lot of the features that we have always known technically don't even exist anymore, simply because they have been renamed so badly to a point that they aren't even recognizable anymore. Maybe you haven't played Roblox in a while and you log on, you go to look for the catalog or even the avatar shop, only to find that neither of those exist anymore because it's now the marketplace. Yeah, Roblox has been on this weird mission for as long as I can remember at this point to modernize everything across the entire website, and not really in a cool futuristic way. It's more like in a terrible soulless corporate kind of way. No, it's like every week they pick a random feature and go, okay, let's rename this one this time, or maybe they spin a wheel to see which feature they can ruin next time to make it sound as corporate and as confusing as they possibly can. And the worst part is, no one ever asks for this. Not one single person on the entire earth has ever said, you know what would make Roblox better right now? If they renamed friends to connections. And yet here we are, that is a real Roblox update that they are currently working on as we speak. So you know what, in today's video I actually want to talk about what I think might be the worst Roblox renames in the name of modernizing the platform, I guess for the investors, or for some reason maybe Roblox really just likes being as corporate and as soulless as possible. Starting off strongly with possibly the worst rename of them all is the one that actually made me laugh out loud. Like, this is so ridiculous that it's laughable, and if we don't laugh I feel like we're gonna cry, so let's just keep laughing at this. The fact that Roblox is working right now on changing friends to connections. I just want to know who sat in a meeting at Roblox HQ and said, you know what's too friendly? The word friends. Letting the players have friends. Let's make it sound more like a business conference. It's honestly so bad that it feels like satire. I don't know if anyone remembers those parody accounts on Twitter of the RTC where they would make up the most ridiculous news ever. It feels like something that they would tweet, not a real Roblox update. Nobody, and I'm not even being dramatic here, nobody wants this. No one is out there thinking, ah yes, thank you Roblox for removing all of the joy from the platform. This is exactly what we needed in our Robloxian lives. The entire Roblox community is basically just making fun of it right now, and rightfully so. Keep making fun of it. This is ridiculous. People are even joking and making memes saying like the next feature they're gonna rename will be the block button, and instead of blocking people we are going to be able to disengage them. Like, if you want to simply unfriend someone, that's not going to be a thing anymore because they won't be your friends, they will be your connections. From now on you can only disconnect people, but if you want to take it a step further and block them, that's also not a thing anymore. You can only disengage them. It feels like we're role-playing LinkedIn because you've got Twitter with followers, you've got YouTube with subscribers, and then you've got LinkedIn, the only place in the entire universe that also uses connections, and now Roblox is about to join them and also have connections. It's just such a bizarre decision. Friends is literally one of the oldest and most iconic parts of Roblox, first of all, but it's also what makes Roblox a social platform. Why can we no longer have friends? Why are we no longer able to have friends? It's the one that makes the most sense, but no, apparently that's too much for Roblox in 2025. We need to be as professional and corporate as possible. We cannot simply just have friends anymore. We need to start forming connections. Now, obviously connections takes the crown for the absolute worst rename, but oh my god, do not worry, Roblox did not stop there. They will never stop, okay, giving us features and updates that no one asked for, because they have been on this renaming, modernizing corporate rampage, like I said, for as long as I can remember. September. So going through some of the honourable mentions that aren't quite as bad as connections, but we have up there, groups are now communities. And whilst that one might not sound terrible on its own, it's just unnecessary. What was wrong with the word groups? Why is communities better in their eyes? But of course, they didn't stop there, because Roblox is also now planning to remove the group wall entirely and replace it with what will be known as forums. We can't have both. They apparently are not allowed to coexist, group walls and forums. We can have one or the other. Of course, we have the classic catalogue. I'm pretty sure it eventually got renamed to Avatar Shop, and to be honest, that's still not as good as catalogue, but that was still way better than what it's called now, because it's now officially called the Marketplace. Now, of course, this video would not be good enough if I didn't mention the fact that we used to play games on Roblox. Does anyone else remember when we played games on Roblox? Yeah, apparently that word is also too fun to have around, because Roblox decided that we do not play games anymore, we play experiences. Because God forbid we enjoy ourselves, God forbid we have a good time on the platform. Not having friends, we have connections. I'm going to go to the marketplace to pick out some new accessories to send to my connections. We can test them together in a new experience. Be for real, can we please be for real? Like, this is not the direction that literally anybody could ever have predicted that Roblox was going to take. And every time I make a video about Roblox making one of these changes, like they rename a feature, everyone's like, oh my god, you're being too dramatic, how are you making an entire video about this? It's not that big of a deal, but it ends up becoming this big of a deal when they are doing it slowly, step by step, to the entire platform, and before you know it, it's gonna be a completely different place altogether. And last but not least, I think the games page is also worth mentioning here, because that is now completely gone. It's now the charts page, because obviously on Roblox nothing says fun and creativity like a big list of trending algorithms and experiences. Not games on the games page, we have experiences on the charts page. And look, whilst we are talking about everything Roblox has renamed, rebranded, and basically stripped of all personality, I'd like to also take a moment to remember the legend that was Builders Club. Some people might not remember this one. From the time that it got removed, I think it was like 2019, so it's not too old Roblox. A lot of people will still remember this, but unfortunately many people will not have been around to even know what this was. But the removal of Builders Club is probably still one of the changes that stings and hurts most to this day, because back in the day we didn't just subscribe to Roblox Premium, no, we basically joined a club. We joined the Builders Club, okay, and there was 3 tiers, okay. We had Builders Club, Turbo Builders Club, and of course the wonderful, most expensive, outrageous Builders Club. Each of them had their own different perks and benefits and amount of Robux that you would receive based on which tier you bought, and each tier was obviously priced differently, and of course they all came with their own exclusive hats. It felt like you were actually a part of something. You weren't just paying for Robux, you were a member of the Builders Club, and there was like a pride in that, you know what I mean? And now we simply have Premium 450 or Premium 1000 or Premium 2200, which all of them do exactly the same thing, except they simply just give you a different amount of Robux. There's no hats that come with them, no gears, no personality, just numbers. It's so lifeless and soulless compared to what we had previously. For this one, it doesn't feel like Roblox just renamed Builders Club or rebranded it. They completely deleted it. They removed it and replaced it with this. So yeah, maybe I'm just being nostalgic and dramatic as always, but you know, if this is the future of Roblox, I'm always gonna miss the past. I'm gonna miss old Roblox, classic Roblox, and even the things that we had a few minutes ago. When they rename Friends to Connections, that's gonna be one of the biggest hits, because why would they ever even think about doing something like that? And also, why would they ever even think that that is a good idea? So please, the comments is the place to go. Tell me what you guys think is the worst rename or attempt at modernization Roblox has ever done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.